Welcome back to the second episode of this week's World War II bunker building marathon. It's day 2, and we are back at it again. We are going to be working on the bunker all week long, and you get to follow our progress with a new video every day. We made all these slabs yesterday, looking pretty good. That little chainsaw sawmill works pretty good. Right, Robin? So as you saw, we went to the lumber yard, picked up some planks, some materials. We have maybe 2-3 more trips to make to get everything up here for today. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we carried up all the planks. Now I'm going to start working on the door and the door frame. So this is the kind of door we're going for. We're going to make a double layer door, insulated door. So we're going to go off this and put it in there. Today I'm going to start out by building the door frame. I've decided on the size of the door roughly based on the opening we have to work with. The original building plans calls for a slightly taller and wider door opening than we have, but it's close enough. This is going to be the top joint and bottom joint. I'm going to make a notch here on the side to accommodate this tongue. After cutting out all the joints, it was time to nail it all together. Next, I trimmed down the dowel pin posts to make the sides of the opening plumb, before it was time for the first test fit. We want this gap at the top to be this large in order to account for settling in the walls over time. The gaps on the sides, however, were just a tad too tight in a few spots and needed some minor trimming. We cut some wooden wedges and used them to position the door frame and hold it in place, continuously adjusting for plumb, level and square, as well as twist, gap, spacing and placement within the opening. And this is more than good enough for our needs. We then used some screws to secure the frame. The wedges prevents the frame from being pulled in while driving in the screws. When the frame was finally nice and secure, I proceeded working on the door stops. In this case, basically an additional frame within the existing door frame. The door stops, which you can see me installing now, conveniently hides the modern screws we use to secure the initial frame. The door stops prevents the door from swinging through into the room and also adds an additional draft reduction barrier. We might nail a strip of wool, hide, felt or something similar between where the door comes into contact with the doorstop to provide a better seal and thermal insulation. so I've never built a door before from scratch, and not a door frame either for that matter. So here I am cutting out a test piece for the door to experiment with. As this door will be relatively thick, I have to adjust for clearance while opening and closing. When I was happy with the result, I cut the top piece to the same size. Then I figured out the necessary clearance for the top and bottom before cutting out the rest of the door skeleton pieces into the proper length. The door skeleton was then assembled and the one side boarded up and nailed down.
Det må være at det liksom. Så 9%.
The door was then filled with sawdust for insulation purposes before being boarded up with planks.
No. Sweet.
Besides from being very, very heavy, this solid and massive door fit tight but right, and surprisingly, very little adjustment was needed.
Det greit, det? Ja. Kan skvise den opp her. Sånn. Ja, skal prøve.
We are using modern door hinges until we can find something better, or we will just replace the screws with old-fashioned flathead screws, or heavy-duty nails. But we have not decided yet. By 8 o'clock in the evening, it was time to enjoy our daily swim in the lake and some food, before retreating into the tent to avoid getting eaten alive by nature's flying demons. Unfortunately, it's a really bad year this year. Tomorrow is another day and another video, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Also make sure to go watch the previous episodes from this week if you missed them. Or go check out the entire bunker building series playlist listed down in the video description below. If you want to support the channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon for more awesome content. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, auf Wiedersehen.